How can we possibly conclude this episode of the Capital Forum without our famous feature, Chit Chat with Manoj? The host here is Mr. Manoj Singh, who is the CEO of Caesar Productions. As the years in past, Caesar Productions is once again gearing up for this year's DC SAF Film Festival. We will keep you posted as the months progress. For now, let's tune into this 15 minutes of Chit Chat with Manoj.
Welcome to Chit Chat with Manoj. I'm Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. Today on my studio, I have invited Avnish Mehra. Thank you very much, Avnish, for taking the time and coming. And we are going to talk about some very interesting topic, very near and dear to my heart, theater and films. Now, we do theater and films here as well, but it's Avnish grew up in America. And he was born and brought up here, he went to school here, and then he decided to venture into Bollywood, India. He went to the school there, Whistling Wood, and he's still there, and we would like to talk to him. I'd like to talk to him about the challenges of getting a break in Bollywood. So, Avnish, my first question to you is why Bollywood and not Hollywood, because we are already here?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think when I was 18, I was enamored by the glitz and the glam of Bollywood, the song and the dance sequences, and I had grown up watching Bollywood films. So I just naturally was attracted to Indian cinema. I applied to a few film schools here in America, but the ones I got into I didn't really like. So I just decided, why not take a chance and go to Bollywood and try learning at a film school in India. And I did that. So I went there for film school, and I learned the cinema from both the Hollywood angle and Bollywood angle, because in Bollywood, they're very much aware of what's happening in Hollywood. I think I wanted to use India as a backdoor sort of to Hollywood, because Hollywood for Indians is very difficult to break into. There's a TV show on right now on Netflix that most people are watching called Master of None, and with Aziz Ansari. And in the show, he explains it perfectly that Indians were just not there yet. We're just not at the level where we can put a bunch of Indians into a show. Indians still are such a small minority of the general population that when you put them into a TV show, they're playing your doctors, your IT guys, things like that. So I felt like in India there was more opportunity for me than there was in Hollywood, basically.
Yeah, interesting fact. I think he's right. It's a representation of the percentage of the population you represent. I remember when earlier on I came, they had just started taking in Chinese actors, because I guess their population was more than South Asian Indians.
And Indians are generally depicted in the typical sort of accents, the Apu accent.
Correct.
That is common.
Yeah, in that show, which used to on Simpsons, 7-Eleven. Yeah, they were very typecast.
They're very typecast, and they're mostly owning like a 7-Eleven or a gas station, and they want you to put on the accent. So Indians have been we've made them very stereotypical characters in America.
Yeah, but it's changing. Lately Priyanka is she's the lead actor in Quantico. Then Sandal Ramamurthy has been getting some good roles. So I think it's coming along.
It is, and there's Mindy Kaling as well,
correct,
who's been doing a fantastic job.
So tell us about what is the scene in the movie industry in Bollywood lately.
Bollywood is it's crazy. It's changing a lot. It's now young actors are coming up and they're looking for good scripts. Now more than ever, really good scripts are important, and they're giving a lot of chance to newcomers, to especially young writer directors who have good ideas. They're looking for that right now. And there's basically two industries. There's the Anurag Kashyap industry, the independent cinema and the parallel cinema, and then there's the mainstream Bollywood like your Yash Raj and your Dharma. And now there's sort of some people are crossing over, like Anurag Kashyap has started to cross over with Bombay Velvet, but there's these two different competing industries, and it's easier to break into the parallel cinema because they're doing more realistic things if you want to be an actor or writer director than it is to break into the Yash Raj and the Dharma, because those are controlled more by the families and those, it's a little bit more political in that
Correct. I mean, I agree with you that these Anurag Kashyap's production, especially, started giving break to some first-time directors.
Yeah.
I mean, The Code, which was nominated for Oscar, is a first-time
Right,
director.
Chaitanya's film,
Chaitanya, yeah. So it's very encouraging, and I'm seeing some very good movies now coming out. It seems like the audience is changing too, their taste. I mean, PK, Piku.
Absolutely.
Some of the very good movies
Yeah,
are coming out.
now
With good
more than ever,
stories.
absolutely. Script is king.
Yeah,
script
script
is always
is
going to be
king.
king.
Yeah.
And now more than ever, that's becoming more and more apparent that you need a good script in order to make your film, because now the guys like Shah Rukh Khan, he can't make it just by doing his same old stint again
Song
and
and
again, song
dance.
and dance stuff.
Yeah, and that would we just saw that in Dilwale.
With Dilwale, exactly right. So you really need a good script in order to capture audiences,
Yeah.
because there's so much more content being created every day. There's YouTube content being created.
Yeah.
There's internet content out there. So you have to really be
Correct.
above.
Only one complaint I do still have is that they still copy the West in a lot of movies.
Right, because it's hard coming up with a good script.
Yeah.
It's really hard, and they think that they can get away with it by just copying something or using something as a basis to create something that's considered new. Because a lot of the times they say that, well, Indian audiences haven't heard of this before. Like, for example, the film Barfi, they said, well, the Indian audiences have never seen Buster Keaton films. So it's not a big deal if we take ideas from Buster Keaton films. So in a way, that's fair, but we have to try to keep, in mind that we need to create new content.
I think we have a lot of stories. We are such a diverse country, and so many issues and stories to talk
Absolutely,
about.
absolutely.
And so now you have been doing theater too. So what's the scene in theater?
Theater is it's a great way to get noticed. It's a great way to hone your craft, to practice acting, and it doesn't pay very well, I'll tell you that, in India especially. But it's great when you're starting out. And nowadays what's happening is when you go for film auditions, film directors and even ad directors are now saying, we want theater artists who come in for the auditions. So they're looking to theater actors for their pool of talent now.
Yeah, because in film industry, some of the theater artists have done very well, like Naseeruddin Shah, Shabana Azmi, Manoj Bajpayee,
Right.
Pankaj Kapoor, they're all from theater.
From
and,
theater.
And Nawazuddin Siddiqui, he
Yeah.
was also from NSD.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. And
Right.
I normally, and Avnish knows that when I go to Mumbai, I'm always hanging around Prithvi Theatre.
Right.
And the Prithvi Cafe is pretty good joined to come across some of the interesting
Yeah.
characters from Bollywood.
Absolutely.
The directors, actors who come there, hang around, talk about over a coffee.
Right.
And
And I've been
nice place
working
to
with
do.
Lilith Dubey. I've been doing a play with her for the last
Correct.
couple of years.
Correct.
And it was a great experience. I learned a lot from it, and I got a lot of exposure. I got to travel all over the country doing that. So I think it's a great opportunity to get your foot in the door, and I made a lot of great contacts through that, and it's just going to help me as I'm going forward.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good. So I see, all the time in Bollywood movies, non-South Asian artists. Well, some of them are very typecast. All these, dancers and come from the Europe.
Yeah.
But then I see also some good roles being given to non-Indians.
Yeah.
And also the new trend I've seen, a lot of Hollywood studios are now in Bollywood. Sony, MGM, they're all making movies
Yeah.
over there, Disney.
Disney.
So have they brought in a more Western process, quality control, more marketing, distribution and into Bollywood industry, more formal contracts, on time, that kind of scenario?
They have. They've brought a level of professionalism definitely to the industry. But the one thing is, it's a clash of two cultures. So it's Hollywood is coming in and they're meeting the Bollywood, industry, and the Bollywood industry has a certain way of doing things. So there is a little bit of that tension, I noticed. Fox is there as well. Fox has bought out Star, the network Star.
Okay.
So they're trying to get into television as well. Disney, this past year, they brought Beauty and the Beast. It was the biggest production outside of New York of Beauty and the Beast on stage. So they're really trying to push the bar and do different things. I think these companies that are coming in, they're really going to change the industry now much more going forward, because they're really pushing the bar of what we have to, what we're capable of in India, and they're really adding to the professionalism for sure.
Another thing we notice is that, you know, the legacy, the Kapoors, the Khans, and of course, children of veteran actors get a break faster than others, and you are an outsider, and so some of them have made it, like Akshay Kumar or some of the other ones. Very few, though, who broke into the stereotype and got the roles, and they have done very well. What are some of your personal challenges, and in which areas, and please talk about it.
Sure. So I've tried in different areas. I've tried in acting, I've tried in directing. As an actor, yes, the main big roles, the lead roles, go towards those few celebrities and the celebrity kids, because it's an industry at the end of the day, it's a business. And they know that those kids are more marketable. But I always say that contacts will get you in, but it's talent that will keep you in.
I agree. I mean, a lot of these kids who came just because of they were son of a big actor or actress, Abhishek Bachchan and some of the other ones. What are some of the other names? They have struggled, and I think
they have struggled. And there have been actors like Harman Baweja who tries, and we don't see him anymore.
Correct.
Or even
I mean, Shraddha Kapoor is now not getting that many roles. Alia Bhatt is doing very well.
Alia Bhatt is doing well.
Yeah,
and,
so I see
Varun
that. I mean, you
Dhawan.
have to prove yourself once
You have
you're
to prove
in.
yourself,
I mean, Ranbir Kapoor is also going through his ups and downs.
Right.
I at one point thought he might be the next Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah,
and he
well,
might be still. He's still young.
He's still
He's
young.
a good actor. I mean, I like him.
But it's a glamour industry at the end of the day. It's an industry that is based on looks. It's an offshoot of modeling. So you have to be aware that if you're going to go into this, you got to look good. And if people tell you you're a good-looking person, you need enough people to tell you you're a good-looking person in order to get in. And it's going to be a lot of rejection. You're going to face a lot of rejection. And my advice to anyone who tries to get into this industry is you have to be aware that it's going to take time before you get to where you want to be. And if you don't look like the stars, it's going to take even longer for you to be where you want to be.
Now, some do make it, like Nawazuddin Siddiqui.
Right.
I think he's a good actor. And Om Puri, I mean, they were not good looking, but over time,
they were talented.
crossed that barrier, but they were talented,
Yeah.
and they are one of the
And they
top
worked
actors
hard.
in the industry.
And they
Any
worked-
other recommendations to the people who are thinking on your line,
Yeah.
either going from here or trying out in the Bollywood or Hollywood industry?
The main thing is, I would say to anyone who's trying to work hard, to keep going for every audition, because every audition is a chance to act. And the more auditions you go for, they're like job interviews. And the more job interviews you go for, the better you're going to get. So even if you're going to Hollywood, to Bollywood, whatever, just be prepared to stand in lines, to make contacts, to get to know as many people as possible, and to keep on trying, and put your all 100% into it. Because if you are going to do this, you have to do it 100%. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Correct. I agree with you. I mean, we do South Asian Film Festival every year, and I had two different viewpoints on that. Sandal Ramamurthy, as you know, is doing very well here in LA and New York and Hollywood. And his advice to our acting class, first advice was just forget about it. Don't do acting.
Do it. Yes.
And because it's a very, very competitive and demanding industry, and you have to be prepared for it. On the other hand, Sanjay Suri also gave the similar workshop a year earlier, and he said what Avnish said, that if you really like it, and have a passion for it, then be 100% committed.
Yeah.
And you have to be doing this full time. You cannot do it the way that, oh, I'll do this job, or I'll keep trying this or that, and then maybe try acting as well. It doesn't work, because it takes time
Yeah.
to hone on these skills, to develop the network, and be well known among the agents.
Absolutely.
And the casting agents and all of those. So I agree with you, Avnish.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
you.
And I think it was Shakespeare who said that the world is a stage, and all of us are basically an actor
Yes.
on that stage.
We're all merely players.
Yeah.
with
So
enters
thank
and
you very
exits.
much. And
Thank you.
I'd like to wrap up here. Like I always say, life is short, have fun, and have no regrets. And keep acting. Do a good job.